Okay, let's find out what's happening with our local news, weather, and sports. Bob Miller and Chris Michaels are here. Well, happy Friday.
Yes. TGIF.
Yes, TGIF. I don't think I've ever been so happy that it's been a Friday, to be honest. So there you go.
So let me ask you, Danny, what makes you happier? The fact that it's Friday or that me and Bob are with you on a Friday?
Well, of course it's because it's Friday.
Yes. Right. Yeah.
At least she's honest.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yes, it has been quite the week and it's just one thing after another. It's all great. All great stuff. I love having so many new people to talk to and so many businesses and cool things happening. It's wonderful, to be honest.
The great thing and reason why I love doing what we do, of course, what you do here and what me and Bob do on WFMD is meeting new people, talking to the great
Yeah.
local business owners, helping out the nonprofits and the charities around the area. And I got to tell you, you do an awesome job with that, and we truly appreciate what you do for our area.
Oh, well, you're wonderful. Thank you so much for saying so. Yeah, so it's been crazy. So did you guys cover the Microsoft outage today?
You know what? I forgot all about it. I mean, I have a friend of mine who is in the business of he puts in the radars or whatever, and he was talking about how they're all now going to go. This was years ago. We're big golf buddies, and he was talking about how they're going from the wired and stuff to Cat 5 cables and the internet. And I'm like, well, won't that be kind of strange if it gets hacked? He goes, oh no, it won't happen. It won't happen. Well, yeah, it happens.
Yep, never say never. Never say never. So
Well,
Yeah, I'd hate to be in the airport.
in radio, when I first heard about it, I'm like, oh my goodness. I hope everything's okay at WFMD. First thing I did was turned on that radio, heard we're still on air. I'm like, whoo, thank goodness. So we were fine. Didn't affect us. However, we had Mary Dennis on with Transit today, and she was talking about why she thinks the ridership has gone up. And she said that it did actually affect their computers today, too. So hopefully it gets up and running. And if you were going to an airport, whoo, man, was it
Mm-hmm.
rough for you?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So the Russians are behind it.
yeah.
The Chinese are behind it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Somebody is definitely behind it. So
The View says it's Donald Trump's fault. I'm sorry, I
yes,
didn't say that.
yes.
Did I say that? I did.
I was waiting for that to come.
Had to
gonna
come.
I'm just gonna slink over here for just a minute.
So you know the
Oh
fun you can
well.
have with me and Bob in the morning time, and great input and great info too.
Yes. Well, at least something. At least something.
Right.
All right. So what's happening locally, Chris?
Well, an investigation is underway in Hagerstown into a shooting incident. Police said it occurred in the 200 block of East Washington Street at approximately 12:53 p.m. According to investigators, this was a targeted shooting. Anyone with information is asked to please come forward by emailing tips to pdinfo at hagerstownpd.org. A Germantown man has been sentenced to 25 years in prison for the death of a Frederick man, and this really irks me that this is going on with our young people still. It was an rival gang 2 years ago. The state's attorney announced that it happened on April 22nd in 2022, according to court documents. Shortly before 11 p.m. on April 22nd, 2022, first responders were called to the 19,000 block of, and this is crazy. It was a shooting, and the block was Gunners Branch Road in Germantown, to investigate a reported shooting where they found Klein suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was pronounced dead at the scenes by paramedics. Prosecutors said that Klein was a known associate of the L3, a criminal street gang that operates in Montgomery County and is based out of Gaithersburg. Miller said that his three cohorts were also identified as members of the Ridge, another criminal street gang in Montgomery County, which is also based in Germantown. And as I always say, the moral of this story, kids, do not join a gang. It'll either get you 6 feet under or in jail. Stay away, please.
Yep.
Um, In other news, another man who shot another man outside the Valley Mall 2 years ago, and I remember this because that was actually a day me and my wife and kids went to the Valley Mall a few hours before this happened, was sentenced to prison. Matthew S. Lockenball, 23, was sentenced Tuesday to 20 years in state prison for a shooting in the Valley Mall parking lot in June of 2022. During a Board of Public Works meeting, Governor Westmore announced significant cuts for the next fiscal year. The cuts span state government. They include a 12 million for local health departments, 6 million to boost security at a higher education institution, and a little over 1 million to pay raises at the office of the public defender. Many of the reductions delay hiring for new positions in state government. And taking a look at weather today is a mostly sunny, high 87, partly cloudy this evening, then becoming cloudy after midnight, low 69. And looking at the weekend forecast, Saturday is overcast, high of 81, and Sunday partly cloudy with a high of 91. And that's your news and weather from Free Talk 930 WFMD, Bob with Sports.
Actually, with Good Morning, Frederick, but that's okay.
And Good Morning, Frederick, yes.
Yes, that's okay. And more,
Thank you, Bob.
just nothing but great news from Chris Michaels. Gangs, violence, shooting, and other beautiful news. Bob Newhart passed away, and so I'm just sorry. I love to pick on that big guy because you know what? He's just look at him. Look at him.
I
See,
know.
he's doing this to show you. He's like, I got to, don't try it, Miller. I'm going to wrap these pythons around your neck. And next thing you know, more good news. Chris Michaels strangles Bob Miller. There wasn't a whole lot of sports out there. Everybody's still kind of getting back from the All-Star game. For locally, there's not a whole lot of sports going on. There is some sports. LeBron James's son, Bronny, is trying to play his way onto the Los Angeles Lakers. The odds have him at about, 225,000 to 1 to win the NBA Rookie of the Year honor, whether or not he even makes the team. Opening day for baseball next year, going to be March 27th, but the Dodgers and Shohei Ohtani are going to join the Cubs, and they're going to play a couple games in Tokyo, which sounds kind of cool. Lawrence Taylor was arrested again. The former NFL Hall of Famer, or he is an NFL Hall of Famer, had to turn himself in because he is a registered sex offender in the state of Florida. He moved and forgot to report that he actually was moving. Finally, not finally, but Ric Flair, the wrestler, it seems to be a bit upset that he didn't make the top 100 athletes of the 21st century. I think that leaving him off that list is not too shabby. There's probably a lot more people. Yeah. And the second round of the Open Championship at Royal Troon Golf Course in Scotland, Shane Lowry is your leader at 5 under par. Daniel Brown next, Justin Rose, Billy Horschel. Looks like some of those big-time players that we all love. The projected cut is looking at about +4, and there's a whole bunch of people who aren't going to be on that list, including Bryson DeChambeau, maybe Tiger Woods, and a few others that we may know might not make that list. So it'll be an early trip home.
Yeah, we were watching yesterday, and that course, my God, those bunkers were like 12 feet deep.
I
and
know,
they were
right?
in them. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's where you just if I'm playing at that point in time, I do the hand wedge, and I'm just like, that's the best club I have in my bag, along with the golf ball retriever that when I hit it into the water and extends out 30 feet, I can get that $1.25 golf ball.
Yeah. So it's funny. I was my brother and my husband were watching, and the guy, I don't know who it was, but he was in the bunker, hit it out, and rolled straight back in. I said I would have just thrown my club at that point. Like seriously.
Well, for you, throwing your club and throwing it away means you have to buy a new one. For these guys, it's just gets replaced. I mean,
Right.
these guys get all these sponsorships, and they break their clubs. They do all kinds of things. They throw the whole bag in the water, but they get one at the end. That's why all those golf trailers are out there.
That's right. That's right.
Let me add to your sports real quick, Bob. And I was just thinking to myself, you know what? As far as Bronny James goes, whether the Lakers want him to join the team or not, it doesn't matter because LeBron James is going to have his son on their team. And that's the problem, in my opinion, with the NBA right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, really nepotism with a lot of sports, to be honest. Somebody, it's like once somebody's on a team, their, sons, brothers, or whatever get the spot maybe over somebody else. So.
But there's none worse to me. And again, I love basketball, but there's none worse than the NBA right now because honestly, if you're in the NBA, why even bother having a coach? Players like LeBron James just rule the league, rule the teams, and what they say goes. And that's just, and it really irks me.
Yeah.
What do they call that? The what is it? There's a saying about that. The convicts ruling the prison or something like that, or there's a term like that, where it's like the masses are just, you don't have the authority anymore.
No. Well, the tail's wagging the dog is what I always say. But, well, we shall see what happens with him and others. Well, you guys have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy this weather.
Reach out.
Chris, I might see you touch a truck this afternoon. And I'm glad it's going to be a nice day.
Yeah, if you come by, I'll be broadcasting. Maybe you and me will jump into Mid-Maryland Live, and we'll have to keep Tim and Frank, from arguing and fighting. You have to referee with me, so we'll have some fun maybe on air, you and me, if you swing by.
I can absolutely do that. All right, you guys have a great day. I'll
Take
see
care,
you on
Danny.
Monday.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you. You too.